a little
I
bit.
got you a space right here.
If it starts. There we go. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. It's finally live. Yay. Welcome to Louisiana. I came to Louisiana, to Lacasine, Louisiana, to visit with my friends, the Broussards. This is Amy, Abby, and Brett, the Broussard family homestead. And I am having a blast. We are canning and cooking on an Instapot and gardening and just doing all kinds of wonderful,
little bit of
wonderful
everything.
things. So,
And Kate is running circles around me.
well, we are having a good time. And Abby is cooking wonderful food. I'm really enjoying it. And Brett's out there working away. Thrifty Fiji, hi, it's good to see you here.
Thrifty.
I'm glad you're here. Welcome. How are you? Has the COVID kept y'all closed down, or is things starting to open up again? I was real pleased that they started to open up so I could come here this week, because I was afraid I was going to miss this, and I've been planning to come here for a year. Hello, David. It's good to see you.
Hey, David.
Uh-oh, Thrifty VG got heat sick, so not doing so. That's not good, Thrifty. You need to stay inside and drink lots of water now. That is really bad. I did that when I was a teenager, and I never really got over it. I still have problems with heat to this day. Hello, Barefoot Chickens. Hi, Maud. I saw you. Welcome to all of you.
David, can we keep her?
Celtic Bear, hello.
I really want to keep her.
Aw. I'm glad you joined us, Celtic. I hope you can stay today. I've been watching your posts on Facebook. That's interesting. So Kate's wearing y'all out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised because we so often, like especially with my godparents, they prefer to be seated. I'll put it that way. So it's really a treat to have someone with such high energy who has the same interests. There are so many similar interests as
that
we do.
really helps me.
Yeah.
My heart is full, and so is my pantry.
And it's going to be fuller.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If that's a word. He says maybe a lend-lease, but you can't have her full time. We're going to have to figure out when the Amtrak comes back and forth.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's an Amtrak that stops real close to their house here, so maybe we can do that. Let's see. Celtic Bear says, yes, I can mod today. Thank you, Celtic. Allie, have you got your seeds yet, Allie? I'm hoping they got to you by now. You know, the first time I sent them to you, they came back because the post office messed up the envelope they were in. So David says, howdy, Abby, back in the back there. How are you, little darling?
We have been enjoying Kate so much. Oh, so very much. And David, you're going home, or she's coming home with you a bunch of goodies.
Yeah.
We've got
a nice chest full.
Plenty of gumbo, and we've got boudin and sausage so far. So I'm sure we'll find something else.
Lots of Cajun
Hello,
treats.
Alyssa. It's good to see you. Oops, here we go. Zen says, I don't know what's going on, Zen says, but we have problems with getting your posts up there without correcting them on all the different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen Henry in any live stream, it's been that way lately.
And David, Amy is going to teach me how to make the roux so I can make it at home too.
Yep.
So I get to learn something.
I figured
new.
out what sausage I needed for Kate. They sell it at Market Basket.
Yeah, really. The goose chase that we did, and there it is.
Hello, Allie. It's good to see you too. And Eli, it's wonderful to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Making roux is a real art, not easy to do well. That's what she tells me, but she's going to take me from the beginning.
It is an art, but if Kate can do all of the stuff that she's done this week, I guarantee she can make a roux.
I hope so. It's something new to learn. I'm excited about that. I really am.
Not really. I can kind of.
Then I can make you some real Cajun food, and all we have to do is have Amy mail me the stuff I need to do it right. Or put it in the quick thing. Lisa, hello, Lisa Johnson. It's good to see you too. How you doing, darling? We haven't seen you in a week. Oh, I'm not at home. I'm with my friends in Louisiana. The parrots are at home. They're back in Texas with David.
We wanted the parrots.
If you can make roux, you can do almost anything Cajun. The rest is easy.
Yep.
Well, the problem will be getting the right ingredients because I don't think Texas has the right ingredients to do Cajun food.
A lot of Cajun food is just bell peppers and cayenne pepper seasonings.
Okay.
Well,
So-
she can't have any of it.
Can't have it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I got an N95 mask thanks to COVID, so I put that on and cook.
Oh.
She can cook it for Dave. She can do
Okay.
what I did.
Okay.
Cook
Hello,
a
Brandy.
cake pot and a David pot.
Right. Good to see you, Brandy. Welcome back to San Antonio. It's all in the stirring and timing.
Yep.
And Celtic makes it equal parts butter and flour. Amy uses corn oil, vegetable oil,
Vegetable oil.
and
Yeah.
flour. Am I beaming? Allie? I know I'm so excited and so happy. I've been here for 4 days now.
Is it?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days now.
Well, you got here
No,
Wednesday.
I got here Wednesday, 4 days.
Okay.
And we have had a blast. We are doing all kinds of wonderful things.
I've lost count of the days.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to.
We're
Completely.
definitely making it a full visit.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And she held an alligator.
Yeah, I got to hold a baby alligator, and they're so cute. They're just adorable. Eli, I'm glad you're doing well. That is wonderful. But very busy. What you busy with? You have a harvest coming in you have to do something with? I tell you what, when I got here, Amy had these great big trays full of tomatoes and other vegetables. Well, we got rid of the tomatoes. We've cooked and canned a lot of them.
Yep.
Am I being? Thank you, Alyssa. Apparently, my happiness shows.
Oh, I'm sure mine does.
Yes.
I am so excited.
Oh, good.
A keeper.
Yeah, I've got the video. When we make a video about my trip, we'll have to put that little clip in there if we can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
And David, we went to a place here near their house that has beautiful trees with lots of that Spanish moss on it. I took all kinds of pictures that reminded me so much of Tallahassee. Kate, I check my mail every day, but mail delivery is crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
that's probably why you haven't gotten them. I sent her some moringa seeds
Oh, awesome.
for her to try and grow
Awesome.
there. Hopefully it'll grow. Let's see. It's tasty. Yeah, David says it really tastes good too. So I can't wait to learn to make it, and then I'll start making all kinds of stuff and canning it so that all David has to do is empty a jar into a pan and heat it up.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I've got
Yeah.
all this canned meat. I can send Brett home
Yeah.
to work, to his second home,
Yeah.
with a whole meal in jars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Amada, I don't make pizza very often. It's just not something I do. Celtic, oh, you have the Spanish moss in Charleston too? That is so beautiful. I really love it. I've got all kinds of pictures. Let's see. Allie says if moringa grows in Massachusetts, she doesn't know, but if it does, she'll try it. Good for you. Yeah, they had some cypress trees where we were, and that's what the moss was growing from. But on the way to there was a whole section of the road that was lined with loblolly pines, and that just made me so homesick. Shutting down the homestead, getting ready for the move. And how long do you have to wait, single man, before you move?
If I remember right, Eli is in California.
And he's going where?
I don't know. Where are you moving to, Eli?
Oh, the tomato video is out there. You can check on it when we get off the live stream. I did that one before I left, and I released it either the day before or the day I left. So it's there. You can do it. That's a lot of work to move from one state to another. I know, I've done it. I went first from Texas to Florida, and then from Florida back to Texas.
Oh man.
You love frying sweet potatoes.
Mm.
I know a lot of
French
people
fries,
that do
yeah.
like fried sweet potatoes. I'm not real fond of sweet potatoes unless it's in a pie. I love sweet potato pie, but I think that's because it tastes so much like pumpkin.
Yeah.
You like sweet potato?
It really does.
Not really.
Not really.
Well, sweetie pie, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. It's up to you. Okay.
No, I asked her if she eats sweet potato, if she likes
Oh,
sweet potato
I
pie.
thought you asked if she was not doing something.
Oh,
Not part of the thing. Moving sex, I've done it probably 20 some odd times. Yeah. He used to be in the military for 20 years and they move you around.
Oh, my
Oh
goodness.
wow, yeah. I bet that's a bunch of moving.
Moringa will not tolerate frost planted in pots or take cuttings each fall. Yep. Now, I was told when I had my from the roots, but mine didn't. So
Usually, if it gets big enough in our area, it will. You have to mulch really heavy around it
okay.
and cover the base of it.
Well, nobody told me that, and I said, well, it'll grow back, and I didn't worry about it, and it didn't.
Oh no!
I'd start from the beginning again.
moving to Northwest Arizona.
Yep. It said David said the good thing was that other people did most of the work, at least the grunt stuff. Yeah, well, they didn't when we moved back from Florida to Texas.
Northwest Arizona, from California.
You do what?
That's not too bad of a
Not
move.
too well. It depends on what part of California he lives in now.
Well,
California's
true.
a big state.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Really? He's going to Northwest Arizona, David.
Yeah.
Celtic will pass on sweet potatoes, but his other half likes them candied. Sing that? No,
No.
thank you. No, thank you. No, no,
Bad
no.
idea. You just don't
You
even
might
know.
get somebody else to sing, but not this group.
You don't want your ears to bleed.
Yeah, that's the way I love to sing, but I don't sing where people can hear me anymore. Now, if you want to hear somebody that can sing, Brandy Jones that was just on there, that lady can sing. She's got a beautiful voice. She and I used to sing a lot together. And she's awesome. Let's see. Start without me, or do you know after I'm gone? Sing that. That's funny. Northwest of Williams. 40. Oh, you got 40 acres. I'm so jealous. Actually,
Wow.
I'm not because I don't know what I'd do with 40 acres. Wooded or not. I
Yeah,
don't know.
wooded acres. That's a lot of work.
I would clear probably 2 of those acres
Mm-hmm.
and use that, and then the rest just keep it for hunting land.
All the way around.
I
I'd
think
keep
so.
it all the way
Oh
around.
yeah,
You
So I
put your
couldn't
house
see-
right in the
Yep, right in the middle,
A
so I
people
couldn't see
buffer.
anybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Smartest
that.
idea you've
If
ever
I could get like some goats or cattle or something to wander around in there and
Yeah,
keep the brush under
fence it
control.
all in and let
Yep.
the animals eat under the trees a little
Right.
bit. Yeah.
Right. But then I'd be out there busy planting elderberry everywhere. Guys, elderberry grows like crazy here. You see them everywhere, and I cannot wait to get my elderberry in the ground. I'm going to be an elderberry syrup making fool. That stuff is
Well, those
wonderful.
3 we up potted yesterday
Mhm.
have new growth on them already.
Really?
Today. Yep.
All right.
They were root bound. That's what it was.
That's
they
excellent.
needed some more room.
Well, wait till they get in those huge pots.
Yeah.
Those great big crystallix pots are giant, and they will be very happy there for a year until I can hire somebody to dig really big holes. Because that is cool. And I know right where I'm going to put them, too. I have a spot between the fence that goes around the back third of the property and the fence that goes down the property line where my fence has broken down. And I'm just going to plant them right along there.
There you go.
Yep. Let's see. Celtic Bear. David says, I'm hanging in, friend, upright, and taking nourishment. How about you? Yep. I'm thinking that truck was a pretty good idea. Yes, it was, hon. It was a wonderful idea. And I'm packing stuff to go in the bed, and then I'm leaving the back seat for all the plants. And if it looks like it's going to be too late, there's a fire station right down the street that has a big pile of sand that you're free to come and get. So I'll fill sandbags and put them in so they don't fly away. Let's see. Peeling them off kind of hurts. I
So-
think I missed something.
The elderberries.
Celtic Bear. No, Celtic
No.
Bear's talking peel and stick tiles.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I saw the picture of that floor, and that is gorgeous, guy. You have done a beautiful job on that. It is just beautiful. He's got a fancy tile pattern that is just Super. Rosanna, hi. It's good to see you, darling. How you doing?
About 15 years ago, when I was still a flooring installer,
Mm-hmm.
my friend and I got a contract with Fort Polk to do a bunch of the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
And we did so much peel and stick that I had no skin left on my fingertips.
Oh my goodness.
Just tile after tile after tile after tile. And my fingers, it's like ground meat.
I'm wondering when we get our carpet pulled up in the house, if it would be better to do that or do the kind that you have to spread out the grout and drought them. I don't know which one would be better.
Well, if you grout them, though, you have to have, there's another layer that you have to put under there if it's not a slab, and you're not a slab.
No, we're not a
So-
slab, but we have plywood. And I thought you could do the grout right on the plywood.
No, not if it's ceramic tile.
Okay,
There has to be another layer under there,
okay.
a hardy backer.
Well, when the time comes, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
I'll give you a Marco Polo and you can walk me through it. Oh, Rosanna, I am absolutely phenomenal. I have been 4 days here in Louisiana with my Louisiana family, and we
That's
are having a blast. And I'm just thrilled to be here.
This old mobile home, and Bob Vila eat your heart out.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Brett, maybe you can come and help. That's
would
what I'm
love to.
hoping
there
for.
you go.
Because then
would
I
love
can
to.
go meet David and the grandbirds.
Yeah, I love that. Grandbirds. That would be fun. That would be just a lot of fun. But you would be in chaos because when you start doing floors, you got to take everything up and we don't have any place to put it. So it would have to go from room to room to room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way we could do it. Yeah. But that's okay. If you could
Have you
stand the
seen my
chaos.
kitchen lately? It's
Hey.
pretty chaotic.
Honey, your kitchen doesn't look bad at all. I promise. Grandbirds, that's likely going to stay. Yeah, I think so too, Annie. That's what she's been calling them since I got here, and it's stuck here now.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, Rosanna, it is a lot of fun. They're my adopted family. When I adopted them, I wasn't sure if they were going to let me or not, but they've decided it's okay. So I'm going to keep them, and I think they're going to keep me.
Oh, I would keep you
Oh,
if David
good.
wouldn't
Good.
threaten to come.
No, I mean, keep me as part of the family.
Oh, yes.
Good.
And I'll keep you here too if David will let me.
Well, he said we can work out a swap thing, but I'm not too sure how Gandhi is going to feel about that. I have a feeling he's going to be mad when I get home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they hold a grudge real bad. They
Uh-oh.
really do. Let's see if I can get us centered a little better now. There we go. That's better. And here I am in pink, and these guys are in green. I should have worn the other shirt.
Mine's gray.
Yeah, but on the computer it looks green. So,
That's weird.
oh well. Different monitors do different things,
Yeah.
you know. So, David says, not sure you can do anything, but there's a real dark smudge over Kate's face. That's probably the
It
lighting,
could be our terrible lighting.
but it's not on my monitor, so maybe not. I don't know. He's going to go open some windows and give us a little more light. That might help.
Better?
Let us know if it gets better. How's that? Better give Gandhi some peanuts. You're right about that, Celtic. He loves his peanuts too. And now he's decided he likes pistachios, and the other two love them too. So I go to Costco and I buy those big $14 bags of pistachios once a week for the birds. They are spoiled birds. No better. Almost seems like a smudge on the lens. Well, it doesn't show on either of my monitors. Does it show on your phone?
I don't think so. No?
No. It must be on your monitor, David. I'm sorry. 'Cause there's nothing over here. Not on his phone and not on either of the monitors I've got in front of me. Oh, well. Yeah. Okay. Maybe just a shadow. Okay. That's probably what it was, a lighting of some kind. I know I didn't put any rouge on, so that's not, not face makeup of any kind. I'll tell you what, guys, this homestead is beautiful. The grounds are gorgeous. The The gardens are wonderful. It is. Sean Schiffer, I have not seen you in forever. How in the world are you? I'm so glad you dropped in. He used to come to Daddy Curbs all the time, and I haven't seen him in forever. I'm really glad you dropped in, Sean. It's nice to see you. Anyway, go back to what I was saying. She has, or they have, some of the most unusual and beautiful gardens I have ever seen. And they have what they call Keyhole Gardens, where the garden goes around and you can walk in the center and reach everything. And then their big garden, they have arches from one side to the other. And it is absolutely wonderful. And they have lights. They have solar lights. And at night, the solar lights twinkle. So it's cool. It's cool. Sean says he's good. He's just been sleeping or working. I understand how that goes, Sean. I'm really glad you stopped by. It's nice to see that you're okay and everything's going well for you. It's a shadow on the upper right side. Right side. Up here, that's my hair.
No, up in the corner there. I see it on my. I see that.
Yeah, this area right here is
Just
dark.
the lighting?
It's just the way the lighting is. Yeah,
Oh,
we've got windows just off camera right here, so
Right.
it's letting some light in.
I have pictures of the gardens, hon. I have pictures of the whole place. I went around last night taking pictures, and I got some pictures of Brett mowing the yard. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I got lots of pictures. And they have a huge chicken pen, and where the goats used to be is also going to be a chicken pen real soon. So lots of room. And bunnies, they're adorable bunnies. Let's see, Singleman says, having macaws is like having cats. Guess who rules the roost? You're right about that, Eli. They're like, I tell everybody all the time, they're like having 3-year-olds in the house because they act like a 3-year-old. They have temper tantrums and they hold grudges, but when they're loving, they're just as sweet as they can be. So you're right. Oh, we went down. I started to tell y'all earlier. We went down to this place called Lorraine Bridge, which is a historic bridge over a river, a bayou.
Like Zine Bayou.
Okay, over a bayou. It's a beautiful bridge, and they have all these really tall, beautiful cypress trees with Spanish moss hanging down. And I just absolutely fell in love with the place. It is so pretty. I took pictures, and I took pictures, and I took pictures. And I even got one of Abby. And I got one of Amy. So,
And you guys to see a real live alligator.
yeah, I got to play with I got to hold a live alligator. That was
Well, there was a couple at Lorraine Bridge down in the water. We didn't get
Right.
we didn't get close.
right. Well, them I didn't want to hold.
No.
They were adults. So David says the birds always make their presence known. Well, when you consider that you can hear their scream for 5 miles, and those 3 scream anytime they want something, yeah, you know they're around. That's something you'll have to get used to when you come visit. Because
Yeah.
these guys, when they scream, they are loud.
I've heard them on the live stream. Yeah.
Mhm. And they're not really loud.
And sometimes sometimes when they're not on screen
Mhm.
and they'll scream like that, I jump.
I would believe that. My mom won't come to visit us because they're so loud. They
Wow.
hurt her. They hurt her ears, and she just won't come.
I'll
She
be
says
there.
no, no, no. And I was talking to her. Since she's 91, we know that the day is coming soon when she's going to have to be in some kind of either assisted living or nursing home. And my dad's that way too. So we were talking about having them come live with us, and she said no. The birds would make her too nervous. She couldn't do it.
Wow.
So putting them to bed last night, they all 3 started screaming at top volume. Yeah, I would believe it. Her cheers.
Wow.
Did you have the water gun close by? That's how I get them under control. Is I squirt with the water. Yeah, we do have a
She
cat here,
squirts-
and I have one at home.
She squirts him with a water bottle, the same I do with the cat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, my cat doesn't get squirted with a water bottle anymore because he knows to behave himself.
Well, right, but she was a kitten,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to teach her not to scratch on things, and I would do that.
Yep, that's the way I train cats too. Thank you, Celtic. She is doing better than she was when she was so sick, but she's 91. I can't expect her to act like she's 40 or 30 anymore. I have to accept the limits that age puts on her. But then again, I'll be 71 in a couple of months, and I have to accept the limits that age puts on me. So,
Well, I haven't
You know.
seen any limits.
you what?
I have not seen any limits from you.
That I have some, I promise. When I get ready to stand up, my legs don't work. That's an
Well,
age-related
Yeah.
problem. But I love cats too. I really do. They're some of my favorite critters. They really are. Yeah. Mom is beginning to really notice my dad going downhill. He's getting to the point where he'll get up after watching the news at 6 o'clock at night, and he's ready to go to bed, and he'll shut the house down and head to the bedroom and go to bed. And she'll go, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to bed." "Well, I'm not ready." "Okay." And he goes in and goes to bed, and she stays up until she's ready. But he didn't ever. They always went to bed at 10 o'clock. When the 10 o'clock news was over, they would go to bed. So
Squirt guns work well with cats.
yes, it does.
That is smart.
And if they're a particularly determined cat, or if you try to use them with dogs, just a touch of vinegar in the water helps too. It gets their attention. Let's see. David says he expects me to actually collapse for a few days when I get home. I'm using all my adrenaline while I'm there. That's probably true, but I don't know. I feel pretty good. And believe it or not, I'm eating like a little pig, and I think I'm losing weight because I put on my shorts today. And before I came down here, these shorts, I had to lie down on the bed to get them done up. And today they're actually loose. So I don't know. You would think I'd be gaining weight as much as I've been eating. I'll tell you what, the food here is wonderful. Abby is a super cook. She really is. But I had to come all the way to Louisiana to eat Mexican food and Chinese food.
We're multicultural, aren't we?
I'm sorry?
We're multicultural.
Yes, yes.
Well, and it's hard to feed you with no peppers
I
at a
know.
Cajun restaurant.
I know. I would just have a salad and pick out the bell peppers they put in a salad. That's what I'd have to do. So, oh well. I'm having a blast. I really am. Oh, we've been canning. We've done 16 cans of chicken in pints that is going on her pantry. And we did 7 quarts of pork broth, right?
Yes.
And we're currently cooking down a whole bunch of canned tomatoes to make tomato sauce. I saw the bill for Magic China. That fed all 4 of us, believe it or not. And I walked out of there so full I could hardly breathe.
David, that's only because she stole the bill right out of Amy's hands.
I handed the little tray across so she could grab a fortune cookie, and she grabbed the ticket
And left the cookies.
and left the cookies and wouldn't give it back to me.
That's right. That's absolutely right. It was my turn. They paid for the meal the day before. So it was my turn. Celtic says many of our restaurants are still closed, mostly as takeaway. They started opening up there in our area of Texas about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
right? What
We're
was
in
the
phase-
1st of June, I think is
Yeah,
when-
we're in phase 2 as of the beginning of June. So.
Yeah. And before I left to come here, a lot of them were open. The dining rooms are open, but people still were just going to the takeaway. So, oh, David says, that's my Kate. I'm just glad that we, meaning Kate, can show those kindnesses. See, I knew he wouldn't object.
She's sneaky though.
I'm sneaky in more ways than that. I'm just being good. This is my first visit.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll surprise you all and do something just totally off the wall.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Eli, around here, seems like I'm the only person that doesn't eat pepper. What it's for. I saved it for this trip, so you just transfer it right away. Yep. And Eli, it's not, whoops, my connection is unstable.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I'm not sure if we got a connection or not right now. We'll wait a few seconds and see if it comes back. Okay, there we go. Kathleen, hello. Yes, we made it to. I made it to Louisiana. So Yay, we're here. We're here. Abby busy and hit the
Abby,
connections.
no, Abby was using the Wi-Fi, and so was I to watch.
Oh, okay.
So we both got off of it.
Oh,
So
thank
you should
you.
be better.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm
That's
getting
great.
a little buffering. Nothing.
Yeah, we were
serious.
just figuring out that was the problem.
Yeah.
But it's all better now.
It should get better now.
I am enjoying Kathleen more than I can say. I am having a blast. This is a wonderful place with wonderful family. So we're having a blast. All three of us. If you can see, the grins are just.
Oh, I know.
We're definitely enjoying your company.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's been great. I am learning so many things. My
Me too.
pantry is going to be full.
Yeah.
I may have to rent out a shed to create a new pantry.
Well, the good thing is some of those things you can put outside by the outside refrigerator. The vegetables you can do that with.
Oh, wow.
The meats you have to keep really cool, but the vegetables, as long as it doesn't get like over 100, they should be okay. So, yeah, we're having a blast. You should have seen me out there. I climbed up on a ladder to pick tomatoes yesterday because the tomato plants were or day before yesterday.
And I fussed her.
Yeah, and they fussed at me for doing it, but it had a wider stand than the little one I use at home, so I was safe. And I climbed up there and just picked to my heart's content. I had a bucket full of little tiny cherry tomatoes. Can't you tell how happy it makes me that Kate's having a good time with y'all? She's needed this trip for a long time. You're right.
Oh, we're having a blast.
Yeah, we are. And what's really neat is now I get to come twice a year. We'd be doing
That's awesome.
we'd be
Yeah.
doing a chicken show, and I'll be coming twice a year.
Three
Times
a year, because you're going to be coming for the Bayou Bash too. When we
Oh,
can
I
have
thought
it.
that would be at the same time of year.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I
that's
don't know.
okay with me. Y'all be too tired after the bash to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 times a year. That's even better. Ahmad, we stay together in our heart, if not physically.
We keep doing this traveling thing too much. We might have to move y'all into a little tiny house in the backyard.
You'd have to make it a big house in the backyard because our bird cages take up a whole room all by
Well, yeah, but we
themselves.
can make a Kate house and a Kate and David house and then a bird house and just connect them with a tunnel.
The birds wouldn't like that. They have to see us all day long. It's amazing. Yeah, Eli, that's a given in this group. That's a given. We cherish each other completely. It's wonderful, and like Brett was saying earlier, it's so wonderful to find someone that you have so much in common with. I mean, we have so many interests in common and so many skills in common and so many skills that complement each other.
Yeah.
It's truly wonderful. Casey, hello. I'm glad you come in. Can I recap why I'm in Louisiana and who my friends are? You bet I can. This is Amy and Brett Broussard of Broussard Homesteads, and they are the organizers and presenters of the Bayou Bash, but we had to cancel that this year because of COVID. But I'd set aside the time, and I was determined I was coming to Louisiana if they opened the borders. So I'm here for a week. So North Shore Preparedness, welcome. I'm glad to see you. And
Hi,
North Shore
Sean.
knows us all.
Yeah. He goes into our lives all the time.
He does what?
He's in our lives all the time.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Real benefit.
Celtic, you take care. Thank you. I'll be heading back tomorrow about 1:00 in the afternoon. I appreciate it. Real benefit of the internet, like minds can find one another. Boy, that's true.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so true. I don't know if you guys know, but I found David on the internet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we met in 1996 in a chat room.
Cool.
Wow.
Back when there was no pictures, it was just text on the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
That's how we met. We had a good time. Oh, that reminds me. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I had intended to say it earlier and got so excited about everything else, I forgot. I'm sorry. But happy Father's Day. It's a wonderful day, and I'm really glad. Yeah, David says we're one of the original internet romances, and that's true. That is true.
That's cool.
No, I'm coming back tomorrow, honey. The truck has to be back by noon on Tuesday, so I'm coming back on Monday to turn the truck. Otherwise, they're going to charge me another $300. Let's see. VG, happy Father's Day.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Sean.
Howie, hello. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I'm in Louisiana. I came to visit the Broussard homestead and the Broussards, of course. And happy Father's Day to you, too. It's good you came by. Howie, you would love this place. There are gardens and things growing everywhere. It is
Thank you, Howie. Same
awesome.
to you.
It is an awesome, awesome homestead. They've got plants that are bigger than I am. You see, I got my days confused. Got to admit, I'll be glad to have you back, Mother.
Oh, he missed you, Kay.
Yes, he did. He did. And we talk every night. I don't let a night go by that we don't talk on the phone.
I know. I've walked by there and heard you talking. I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Did I get lots of videos? I got some videos, Howie. I didn't get a lot of videos, but I did get some. Mostly I got still pictures. And we'll probably overlay still pictures and do something to show the whole thing.
Mister? Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, the amazing thing is I miss him too. I really do. Do I have an unattached sister? Actually, Eli, yes, I do. I have an unattached sister, but she's way older than you are because she's only 6 years younger than I am. How common is etouffee in your part of Louisiana, and what are some of the other popular dishes?
Well, etouffee is definitely common
It's the
here.
main dish.
We're
yeah.
in southwest Louisiana near Lake Charles, by the way.
Right.
So we're in the heel of the boot. We've got etouffee, gumbo,
jambalaya.
fricassee.
And I can't eat any of these things.
I mean, rice and gravy, shrimp stew, you name it.
Boiled crawfish.
Not
boiled
really
shrimp.
beignets though. That's really mainly
Yeah, beignets is a New Orleans,
New Orleans.
Beignet, isn't that kind of like a fried
It's like a
donut
donut.
thing?
Donut,
Like
yeah.
a funnel cake.
Square.
I think so.
thing. Yeah.
I've actually never had a beignet.
Oh, okay.
Dirty
Love making some
beans.
gumbo. I had real
Not
gumbo
sure what
for the
dirty
first
beans
time
are.
in my life.
Around here, it's red beans and rice that's pretty popular, and
Dirty rice,
Dirty
yeah.
rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dirty rice dressing, same thing.
So, yeah, with my allergy to peppers, most of this I can't eat unless they make a special batch for me. So,
No, Casey. Unfortunately, Kate can't have any of that stuff. It's all made with peppers.
yes.
Yeah. Well, we made gumbo.
Yeah, they made a
Make
special
gumbo.
pot of gumbo
Well, yeah.
just for me
Right.
with no peppers.
So we
And it was
had to
wonderful.
make it. We couldn't like go out and get gumbo.
Right.
Right.
Hello, Carrie. It's good to see you. Welcome. And welcome to Louisiana.
Dirty rice is not made with chicken
I'm
livers.
having-
It's actually made with
Chicken liver.
gizzards and pork livers.
Ah. I love fried chicken livers. I've never tried pork liver, but I love cow liver. I love me some liver and onions. That's good stuff. You don't agree, huh?
Howie's having salmon.
Oh,
I'm
with a
71.
Food for a salad.
Said what?
Howie says he's having sockeye salmon with a food for a salad.
Oh,
that sounds so
that would be
delicious.
yummy. Absolutely
Wow.
yummy. Trust her. Her not being able to have peppers is quite a burden. Yep. You'd be surprised how many things have peppers that you just don't realize. They're finding that out, trying to get, I mean, they read every label on everything to be sure I didn't have any.
That's my goal this week. Don't kill Kate. So I've been super careful. I'm reading every single label, looking at all the ingredients, making absolute sure that Kate does not get sick in my care.
Right. Hello, Lynx. It's good to see you. And Teresa, welcome. Yours is the name I don't recognize. Do you normally go by that, or do you have a different channel name?
Mud Pie 2.
I'm sorry?
Mud Pie 2. That's Teresa.
Oh, okay. No wonder I
Yeah.
didn't recognize Teresa.
We met her
Great
at
goal, Amy.
we met her at the Deep South Gathering last year, she was making these tumblers, and
Oh,
she printed or dyed or something. She decorated them.
Oh, that's the
That's her.
Tumblr lady.
Mhm.
They're
cool.
beautiful. Some of them were glow in the dark.
Mhm.
I remember.
Oh,
that.
how neat.
Yeah.
How neat. Oh, we're doing beautifully, Lynx. We're having a wonderful time.
David said thank you for my goal. Not
Oh.
don't go cake.
I'll tell you what, she has really gone up and overboard with trying to be sure that I get no peppers of any kind. And I almost feel guilty. I really do.
No, don't. I can't have mushrooms, and I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I look at all the ingredients and things like that. Brett doesn't always do that. So he ends up buying things with mushrooms in it that I can't eat it.
Casey says, how long have you guys known each other? A year?
About a year.
About a year.
Just about a year.
Yeah.
It hasn't been long. And the first thing we did was I moderated one of Brett's first live streams. And we just through that year discovered how much we have in common.
Yeah.
And now we're
Well,
family.
Mud Pie Girl too. I forgot
Okay.
the girl part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I didn't recognize the Teresa name, but I do recognize the Mud Pie Girl. So you got hired. Oh, that's wonderful, Lynx. But now you got to move, or did he get hired where you don't have to move? Pretty much clicked from the get-go. That's
Yeah.
true, David.
I feel like I've known her for an entire lifetime.
Yeah. And they're the age of my kids, so I feel like I've got new kids. Oh, that is wonderful. I'm so pleased, Lynx. Yeah, it is wonderful news.
And I'm learning so much. What?
Yeah, we've known each other as long as Amy's been on this side of the camera.
Yep. Hello, Texan Life. It's good to see you. Did I get
That
lost?
wasn't even.
No, I came here on purpose, Texan Life. Yeah, this is my first trip to Louisiana to stay. I've driven through Louisiana, but I've never come to stay. It's awesome. What amazes me is it's a whole lot like Texas. I mean, it's got bigger trees, but there's a lot of it that's just like Texas. I'm amazed.
KC says, amazing how YouTube can bring us together sometimes from all over the world.
Yes.
How long does it take to travel from Texas to Louisiana? Well, it depends on where you start and where you finish, because
Right.
it could take as short as 1 minute.
It took me from my front door to their front door 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
But I tend to drive with a heavy foot, so it probably should have taken about 6.5 or maybe 7.
Wow.
I have trouble holding it under 90. So my GPS tells me when I'm coming to speed traps and things like that, and I listen to it. So
Wow.
Link says, no, thankfully we don't have to move. It's a half-hour drive to work, so longer commute, but much better than moving. You're right about that. You're right about that. North Shore, you've never been stateside? Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Howie. Things are looking up for them. That's true. I drive like grandma. No, you do. I don't. I like to drive like the little old lady from Pasadena.
Oh, wow.
Long time, heavy foot, short time. You got that one right. Yeah, Carrie. When I used to drive to Florida, I drove to Florida 3 times or 4 times. I would suddenly look down and I was going over 100. So I learned to be careful and try and keep it under 90. So.
Oh, man.
Well, that's so funny.
Okay, let the hounds out. Food. A bit less pay, but I'm looking to bring in income. And yeah, are you going to go ahead and get your accounting program done so that you can start taking books in, Links? I know that at one point that was your goal. I hope it works out for you if you do. I only go up to 70. Don't tell off on myself. Well, it's not that I'm telling off on myself, hon. I know I've got a heavy foot. And the worst of it is, my dad was a police officer when he was alive, and he knew I had a heavy foot. And I used to get lots of lectures on the dangers of driving too fast. But he also taught me to drive. He taught me to drive like I was in a high-speed chase. So at least I have some idea of what to do if I get in trouble. Let's see. David says, I'm glad your search situation has worked out. The changes likely have really hit a lot of folks really hard. Boy, that's true. North Shore says drives fast on slow roads and slow on fast roads. I just think I just go the same speed everywhere. That sounds good. Texas Life says I'm always in a hurry, even when I'm early, and that's all I'm going to say. Then my driving probably wouldn't bother you at all. Let's see, Kate, let's just hope that Enterprise doesn't charge you for all that speeding. I've heard they charge more if you speed a lot. Hey, I've already paid. They can't charge me anymore. The only thing they can charge me more for, according to the rental agreement, is if I don't return it with the same amount of gas. And it was a full tank, so as long as I fill up on the way to turn it back in, I'm okay. Teresa says I have more kids than I think. That's probably true. How old is Queen Elizabeth III? She's in her 90s, but I don't know how old. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, Queen Elizabeth is not a big celebrity in Texas. So I know she's the Queen of England, but that's about all I know about her. Let's see. Link says, I'm hoping I'm in the second course of bookkeeping. They're supposed to be opening a new section of the third course. I hope so because I won't be able to take the next ones otherwise. Yeah. Oh, Carrie says she's 94. Thank you. She's just a little bit older than my mom. My mom's 91. You know, I'm wondering, Casey, will it truly be King Charles, or will he step aside for one of his boys to take over? Because he and Camilla are so busy with all of their things, I wonder if he wants to take the crown. Or do they even have a choice? The next two courses are daytime weekday courses, and hubby is working 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Well, at least he'll be working when you're going to school, so all you have to now worry about is the kiddos. Carrie, I've heard a lot of people say that they would prefer Charles not be the king. Is that a nice way to say that? I really don't know. I found out not too long ago, well, I say not too long ago, I found out when my children were still at home that I'm apparently like a third or fourth cousin to Charles. So I don't know. They're just, Charles is a family name of ours too. I don't think Charles will ever be king. It's likely to skip a generation. That's sort of what I thought too. Casey, I hope he would. I don't think the Commonwealth will last under Charles. Yeah. Oh, he wants to take the crown. Ah, maybe she's waiting until the grands get old enough that they could, and she'll give it to them instead. Again, I don't know how that works. I'm not real bright about those things. Link says it would only be Prince William that could become king. Prince Harry abdicated. Is that so he could marry that young woman who was not royalty? I think that's what happened there. Harry kind of changed his future. Yeah. I wish I knew more about it. I'm clueless when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, you know more than me.
Of course, I'm clueless when it comes to a lot of stuff. I'm pretty clueless about most of the world. I know Texas, but I don't know much else. And I'm learning Louisiana.
I gotta go stir the food.
Okay. We're cooking tomato sauce on the stove to be canned. So Casey says most Commonwealth countries have sworn allegiance to the Queen, not the King. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Most will never forget what he did to Princess Diana. Yeah, really. Princess Diana is big in the U.S. when she was alive. Yes, she was. And her death really hit a lot of people hard. Princess Diana really appealed to the common man here in the U.S. a lot. Her, the way she treated people, the way she reached out to the less fortunate, she really just captured the hearts of most of the U.S. Harry married her and then abdicated. I think he really was tired of the scrutiny and judgment in media. Boy, I can understand that. I would never want to do something like that. I try to avoid royalty, but Harry was already married. I think they wanted to be free but still have the cash, so he had to give that up too. I didn't know that they got paid for being royalty. I thought you just inherited what your family had and it was part of what you had, but again, I'm clueless. Let's see, it's an unusual thing for a UK celebrity to also be a US celebrity, so that's saying something. I agree. I think the UK celebrities that took the US by storm, like Diana did, were the Beatles, so that tells you something. I swore allegiance to the Queen when I joined CDN military. Actually got to serve on Diana's personal guard for a day. How cool,
Right.
North Shore. That's neat. They get paid from the UK government. Huh.
Makes sense.
Kind of like the president.
Yeah.
That's neat to know. I guess the time of them being able to take out of the treasury whatever they wanted is over a long time ago. Gary says, I always call Camilla the concubine. Disgraceful how she treated Diana. No wonder she was needy. She was a child that found out how they used her. Yeah, really. Really. I never much cared for Camilla. Oh, their pay actually does come from the taxes. Okay. They bring a lot of tourism income from the country. I would believe that. And David says Diana was a global celebrity. She was just bigger than life, and it showed. Kind of like John F. Kennedy, a young person who was very involved in their country and touched a lot of hearts. North Shore says she was absolutely beautiful, very tall, and incredibly nice lady. I would believe that. I really would believe that. Eli says Diana was the best thing that ever happened to England in his humble opinion. Can't talk either. Can you imagine what a world we would have today if she was still alive? I suspect that's one of the reasons they decided to bump her off, because she would wield so much power. And while it would have been a good thing, I think she took it away from the people who truly wield the power there. I think, here in the U.S., if you get somebody that's new and starts making power, those who are already in power find ways to shut them down. I mean, they don't necessarily kill them, but they keep them from becoming more powerful. David says, I've wondered the same thing. Seems like all the good ones die young by intent or accident. Who knows? Yeah, I agree. And, they say that the U.S. is actually run by a group of 7 families, and those 7 families have all the money and really do all the policies, and somehow they pass down through the Congress or something and get everything done.
Yeah, from what I gather, it's not just the U.S. It's the whole world.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Or they're trying to make it the whole world at least.
Yeah. Well, then it'll become the one world government that the Bible talks about.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows? Lisa, didn't I hear somewhere that Diana had more royal blood than Charles? I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry. Charles had a hissy fit about the majority not liking Camilla. Didn't make us accept her anymore after that. I would believe that. If she shows her true colors and you don't like them, you don't like them. That's just it. What's royalty like in Louisiana? King Louis was your last royal celebrity, right?
Well, he was the king of France, and that's who Louisiana was named after.
Mm-hmm.
After King Louis and his wife Anna.
Well, I know in San Antonio, which is near where David and I live, they have a king every year, but it's for their fiesta.
No, we have King and Queen of Mardi Gras.
Yeah. You have Mardi Gras, we have fiesta, so we still have kings and queens.
Yeah.
They just don't have a whole lot of power.
No.
And we have a King Fay Rayo, which is The Ugly King. So
Oh,
Pharaoh, I believe, means really ugly.
oh wow.
And it's amazing how many people, truly, how many men try to get that title. And from what I understand, you get the title from all of your public works for the good of the people of San Antonio.
Oh,
So-
David says the Magic 12, the shadow government is worldwide.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Looks like a
Camilla
mud.
looks like a mud pin. The one thing I can say good about Camilla is occasionally she wears a really pretty hat. And I'm a hat person, so when I see a pretty hat, I don't like Camilla, but I like the hat.
Are there many people who speak French in Louisiana, or is it more of a minority? Actually, not a lot of people know this, but in probably not my grandparents' generation,
Uh-huh.
when they were in school, they used to get beaten for speaking French.
You know that the Native American children that would be on the what do they call the areas? Reservation.
The reservation.
That they would be on the reservations, and the Americans would come in to teach school. Those kids did not know English, but they would get beaten for speaking their own language and for doing anything of their own, the way they were raised.
So they were assimilated.
Mhm.
So not a whole lot.
They were the Borg going in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were all assimilated. Let's see. Oh, North Shore said he had his back to her most of the time. Yeah, you had to
Creole.
watch out there to protect her.
Creole is a recognized language. There isn't. I don't know that Creole is a language, but Cajun French is a variant. It's a dialect. It's kind of like French with an accent, with slangs. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, one of my favorite cooks in the whole wide world is Cajun.
Justin Wilson.
You got it. I
used to
love
watch him
Mr.
growing up.
Wilson. I
Yeah.
really do. I love to listen to him talk. I love his
Mhm.
recipes. Never could eat them, but I loved watching him do them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. You back totally off topic. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ellie. I brought two of them with me because I didn't know what I was going to feel like wearing for a live stream. I don't know if you've noticed, but almost every live stream I've ever done under my name, I've worn some apron, one kind or another. It's kind of my mark.
Oh boy.
To
Any
keep me-
common? I'm sorry.
Do what?
Any common Cajun French slang names for things that you guys use on a regular basis? Parrain.
Say it again.
Parrain.
What is that?
That's Godfather.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Danny is my godfather, and sometimes I'll slip up, and when I'm talking to somebody who's not from Louisiana, I'll say that's my parrain, and they're like, "What would you say?" Just like what you just did.
Right, right. I said
Yeah.
say it again because
Yeah.
my hearing. But how do you spell it?
I think
P-A-R-D-E?
no, the D sound is a rolling R,
Okay.
so it's Parrain, I think,
Oh my
something
goodness.
like that.
Lots of extra letters.
Yeah.
Sean from Alaska, hello.
Hey,
Welcome. Padre.
Parrain.
Huh. I thought you were saying padre. Like,
Yeah.
Spanish
well, it
for
sounds
father.
similar. Yeah.
yeah. And French and Spanish are both from the Latin, so it would make sense
Yeah.
that they would be similar.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same, but similar. Carrie, I have some spice here that is Creole and another that's Cajun. What is the difference?
I'm not sure.
All I can say is read the ingredients. I wouldn't
Creole
know.
is usually more of a tomato based with your roux and sauces and stuff. Most Creole cooking doesn't require roux. It's more of a tomato sauce,
No.
including the gumbo.
As
Yeah,
far
because
as
the gumbo I made, I was taught by a girl from Monroe, and it's tomato based.
And Cajun cooking is more roux based.
I'd have to look it up to be sure, so don't quote me. But as far as people go, there's Cajun people who came from Nova Scotia, from Acadia, because Cajun is just a mispronunciation of Acadian.
Oh, okay.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, Creole is a blend of the Acadians, the Native Americans, and the Haitian blacks. I think. I'm not sure about that.
Makes sense. I don't know. I know I love hearing them speak.
Yeah.
Cajun pretty much means we'll eat anything.
Yeah.
We'll eat
As long as
anything.
it doesn't eat us first.
There
Right.
you go.
And that's why we got crawfish, crabs, and
Carrie said, I like both. Thank you. There again, I have to be real careful because I can't have those peppers.
yeah.
And I,
Everything has cayenne pepper in it. Everything.
and you know what's funny is when I was younger, I had a boss that told me the house that I lived in
That's
had
right,
a
North Shore.
palm tree across the street. And those great big palmetto bugs, the giant roaches, lived in that palm tree. And they would come over and get in my house, and it drove me crazy. So he told me, you get some cayenne pepper and sprinkle it around all your doors and all your windows, and they'll never come inside. So I did, and it worked. I never had another one of those, except the ones that flew in. Of course, when they fly, they don't crawl
Yeah.
across the
Yeah.
pepper.
Wow.
But it worked. It was wonderful. The Cajuns are transplanted Acadians, got kicked out of Acadia and landed in Louisiana.
Yep.
Yeah, I was telling them I used to know the poem about Evangeline coming from Canada to Louisiana. Quick, somebody run over to Wikipedia and tell us the details of Cajun and Creole. I can't handle hot food. I probably couldn't eat Cajun food. Lynx, I don't know that it's hot. Spicy, yes, but not necessarily hot. You can get spicy just by using a lot of garlic or horseradish. But I can't eat them because I'm allergic to the capsaicin in vegetable peppers. So
Have you had any food meats from sources or animals that are unusual or exotic?
Oh,
Fried alligator is incredible.
alligator, we eat bullfrog, people eat turtle. Some people around here eat nutria
eat
and
what?
raccoon. Yeah, the nutria,
What is that?
those big giant rats that you see in the ditches.
I've never seen one.
Oh,
It's like a big rat.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
it's a
have anything to do with it.
giant, like
personally.
armadillo-sized rat.
Wow. Well, you know, in Texas, people eat armadillos. They eat
Really?
armadillos.
Fried
they eat
alligator
coons.
tastes a lot like chicken tenders.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Except chicken. I still want to try fried rattlesnake. I have heard it is good, and I figure if there's some way I can take revenge on rattlesnakes, I want to do it, by golly. So let me cook them.
We don't have
Okay.
rattlesnakes here.
Hold everything. I got a North Shore preparedness.
Mhm.
Wrong. No, sir. Not Old Bay. Old Bay is New England.
That's
And I'm giving him a hard time. I'm just picking at him.
true. Okay.
But Old Bay is New England. Louisiana is more like Tony's. Well, in fact, I'll grab some.
Hello, Barbara Cyril. Good to see you.
Tabasco is grown and manufactured in Louisiana, about an hour from where we are.
Yeah.
And it is amazing, amazing.
Tony Sacheries. Tabasco sauce. And this is one that we picked up at.
That's more local.
Yeah, this is a new one. I thought it
Big
was funny.
fat belly good.
Big
I love
fat
that
belly
name.
good. Yeah, this one's a little sweeter.
Yeah, let's not
Oyster.
forget oysters.
Oysters is a big thing here.
Shrimp,
Um,
crawfish.
We're on
I
the
don't know
Gulf
what all this
Coast.
stuff.
Yeah. So
Carrie, I like frog legs. I really do. I didn't realize I was eating frog the first time I tried them, and it's wonderful.
tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it really does. I thought I was getting the little drumettes, the part of the leg that looks like the part of the wing that looks like a leg. I had no idea I was eating frog, but it's great. But then again, I like eating snails. So
That's something I haven't tried.
I love snails, especially when it's broiled in a garlic butter. Oh, they're out of this world. I mean, have you ever tried it?
Nope.
They are awesome. You know, I used to do that. I used to hear something that sounded bad and I'd go, I'll never do that. But I found out I've missed out on some really good food by not trying it.
I have a texture issue.
Oh,
So if
okay.
it's gooey of any kind,
But
or
it's not.
I don't know.
If you put it in the garlic butter, it's kind of like eating a fish dipped in garlic butter. It's not bad at all.
Huh.
I really like them.
So how does it compare to scallops? Similar?
Very,
Yeah.
very. Only smaller because most of them you get are about this big, and they're
Right.
like a small scallop.
Okay.
So they're
I
not
could
bad
do
at
that.
all. Slurp the buttery garlic leaves and chewy snail bits. Yeah, that is one thing. They're a little chewier than scallops, but not bad.
KC says, I'm surprised you haven't kept that French tradition in Louisiana. I try to bring some of it back. My grandfather on the Broussard side, he was a violin maker. Small time, but he was a violin
Oh,
maker.
cool.
He was part of the Cajun French Music Association. The old home that he grew up in was found in the 1980s when an oil company was clearing some land. They found it, and the Acadians of Texas, it's a group.
Mhm.
They commandeered the house, put it on a barge, took it to Port Neches
Uh-huh.
at the park, and refurbished it and turned it into a little museum area.
How neat.
So yeah,
So
there's
when I go to Port Neches, I can go see your grandfather's house.
yep.
That's
For
neat.
sure.
I like that.
It was actually built by my great grandfather in 1810.
Wow.
Yeah.
It amazes me that wood, which is what most of those are built of, that wood lasts that long.
Well, that's the
That's the
cypress.
cypress. Remember we were talking about that
Cypress
earlier.
doesn't
Yes.
rot.
Well,
Oh.
it would have to not rot. It grows in the water.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
it has to be long lived. So that is neat. Yeah, they've taken me on little tours, and I've seen where family lives all around this area. It's amazing to have that much family that close. My family is all spread out on the four corners of this nation. I have had grandparents in Boston and in Florida. I had some in Seattle, and I had them in LA. So, and we
Wow.
were the only ones in the middle of the country. So I've not had family, real family that lived close. And my grandmother would come 2 weeks a year, and that's how I got to know her. Most of the rest of them were just names that sent Christmas gifts,
Yeah.
Wow.
except one grandfather who lived about an hour away. And he was something special. He was a very special person to me. They used cypress trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amy has some pretty sconces on her wall that were made out of a cypress knob or knee. Is it knee or knob?
Neat.
Okay, cypress knee. And they're really beautiful. They are
This-
just gorgeous.
This sign right here
Mhm.
was made by Amy's mom from the
100.
wood from a 100-year-old house
Yeah.
that
It's
unfortunately
cypress.
had to be torn down.
It's cypress wood.
It is cypress wood as
Mhm.
well.
I'll be right back.
Oops.
Oh, for it to
Something.
last 100 years, I guarantee it's cypress wood.
Oh.
It's got to be.
Well, at one time, I had a wardrobe that had been given to me by my former mother-in-law, and it had been built in the 1700s. So, and it was not cypress. I don't know what it
No,
was.
but that's inside furniture.
Yes.
So it wasn't exposed to the weather a lot of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't even shown you this yet. When I was in the 6th grade, I did a science social studies project on the old house that I was just talking about, and this is a piece of the wood that came from the house.
And that's Texas right there.
Yeah. And I had my mom or dad or both of them, whatever, helped me to get all this wood burning done on this, and this was part
That's
of the
neat.
science or the social studies project.
Oh,
But that's
cool.
that's wood from the house. It's like a shingle.
Yeah, it's a lot thinner than the signs all around
Yeah.
here that were painted on it.
That's probably a portion of the wood the wood shingle siding.
Neat. David said, Brett, your family goes way back in your area. That's really cool. So does Amy's. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw folks from all around that are Amy's folks too. So.
Yeah.
Casey wants to know what we're eating tonight. What's on the menu?
Sirloin burgers, I think.
What?
The sirloin burgers.
Oh, okay.
Abby is gonna bake or roast some sliced eggplant, and Kate is making potato salad.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some potato salad.
So
And
it's a
gonna
group
be-
effort.
North Shore preparedness, I have not made a cross. I don't have the tools like I used to for woodworking, but I have made something. I'm working on something for our channel members. I'm just going to say
That's
that.
funny, Casey. I'm sorry that we're making you hungry, but we're eating a lot of good food here.
Oh man, I really hope David enjoys that gumbo.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Link said, "Oh, I'm getting a ton of raspberry plants today and a couple of black currants. Do raspberries have thorns like blackberries?"
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Ellie, dinner will be good. If it's anything like the rest of the food that Abby's made since I've been here, it's going to be wonderful. It really is. That little girl is a cook. She could get a job and make a lot of money.
Don't forget, she's making me a sugar-free cheesecake.
Mmm.
Yes.
Yes, they do have their own. As a matter of fact, let me.
Oh, here she goes.
Stand by.
It doesn't disappear like it does for us here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
For those who are interested, there's the link to their channel.
See how fast she does that?
Oh no.
I have
That's
to
how
look
I
at
do
the
that.
buttons, and
Just
Okay.
like
Yeah. She knows shortcuts. I don't. Well, I know
Yep.
some, but yeah.
Yeah, I do everything that way when when y'all are talking on your live stream about something. Whoops.
Kate moderates for us on our live streams on Thursday nights, and she does an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. The Control and C is copy. You
Yeah.
highlight what you want, Control and C, copy it. Then you go over and
I know, but I gotta look at the buttons
North
to
Shore
figure out
Preparedness has
oh,
good
no,
control.
and I
everything.
touch type everything. I touch type everything.
Kate's a pro now.
Let's keep that quiet. North Shore's got to go put water on her garden. Well, it's wonderful talking to you. Thanks for stopping
When
in.
Kate's a mod, she runs a tight ship. I know.
Heck, she's a guest here, and she's running a tight ship.
Well, the way I look at it, if I'm going to moderate for somebody, I want them to know that I'm there to help build their channel and to do the very best I can to make them look good. It has nothing to do with making me look good. I want to make the channel I'm moderating for look good. And one thing to make them look good is to have those links ready. So when you're watching a channel and they say something, you go, that's interesting. I'd like to check that out. There the link is, and you can go check it out. It doesn't take any time for you. It doesn't inconvenience you. It doesn't inconvenience the channel I'm moderating for. So,
Well,
I do it.
I have to say,
Mhm.
Kate runs a tight ship here, but she does it in a non-rude way.
Yeah.
She will say something in the nicest way possible, but it really gets the point across. She's gotten a couple of us this week. And I'm like, woo, Kate.
We had another channel that came to pick up Abby's goats and some of the other wildlife from around here. And the woman who was part of the channel said that she wanted to learn to can. And I was getting ready to teach how to can. And she was sitting on the couch. Naomi and I were over there working away, and she was sitting on the couch. And I said, do you want to learn or do you want to sit there? Come over here. She got up and came over.
I love
I
it.
wasn't being ugly, but she
Nope.
said she wanted to learn.
It wasn't rude at all, but it was, friendly persuasion. There you go.
Actually, Casey, they have a whole barn full of bunnies.
We have 8 rabbits.
Yeah.
We have 6 does and 2 bucks at the moment. Well, plus 5 extra babies at the moment.
Right. I haven't seen those babies yet.
Well, they're as big as the mamas right now.
Oh,
It's-
that's why I didn't know
it's-
they were
It's
babies.
time to butcher, yeah.
Y'all were talking.
Oh, you're very good.
so
All right.
Y'all were talking, so I typed it. But David offered me a bunch of tools
Good.
further up in the chat,
Good.
but I don't have
Wow.
place for them yet.
Well,
I'll
I'm
have to
not
build
going to
a
be
shop.
back for a few months. You got a
I'll
couple of months to get it built.
See what I'm
My
saying?
goodness.
It's nice and polite, but to the point. I love it.
Tact is the art of making a person feel at home when you wish they were. That's
good.
wonderful, Lisa. I love that. Let's see, they ain't going anywhere. Maybe Kate can bring some on our next trip. Yeah, I could bring some of the smaller ones.
Well, the things that he mentioned, we're going to need a U-Haul.
Oh,
There's
my
quite a bit
gosh.
there. He talked about table saws and drill press and all
yeah.
kinds
Well,
of
we
stuff.
can
Wow.
put them in the back of a pickup. Tie them to the back of the pickup, cover them with a tarp, and that way, if I run through the rain, it won't matter.
Kate is determined.
I don't know what to say. There's such kindness. I don't even know.
We haven't butchered our own venison. We plan to because
Exactly.
we're hoping to go up north to Arkansas to some friends of ours up there to do some hunting this year.
We went one day or a couple of days, but we
didn't shoot it,
unfortunately
yeah.
didn't get anything. So
Oh, Sean, I like that. Blarney, the ability to tell someone to go to Hades in such a way they look forward to making the trip. That's great. That is wonderful. Casey, I have
That's
butchered
awesome.
venison in the past. David's not a hunter, and I'm no longer a hunter, so I haven't done it in a long while, but I have butchered venison. So, yeah, it's possible. Got to have a lot of really good sharp knives. I could do it now because David keeps my knives so sharp. When I cut myself, I don't even realize it until I see the blood. So it's good. Hunting and home butchering is big there in New Zealand. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is.
Well, we butcher our own rabbits. We're going to be butchering 85 chickens in October, and we're part of a pig share, so we butcher hogs and stuff too.
we help.
We help,
I don't
Hey,
know how to do
not
it.
completely by ourselves.
Casey, the only problem I had when I butchered the last one was that the meat was about half frozen. The guy that got the deer field dressed it and put it across the hood of his car and brought it to us, and we hung it in the garage until we could butcher it the next day, and it froze overnight. So the meat was about half frozen. And then my fingers were so cold, I sliced through one of my fingers, almost cut the end of it off, and didn't know it because my hand was so cold I couldn't feel it. So let's see. Speaking of knives, I was hoping to sharpen some for you, Kate. Might not get to it. That's all right, darling. You can sharpen them when I get home just as easily. And that way I can bring ones to you that I know need to be sharpened.
85 chickens, yes.
Yep.
We're doing a chicken share. 25 of those chickens are Kate's.
Yep.
And 25 are ours, and another 25 for a friend. And I got 10 extra just to cover our losses. So we're hoping for a full 85, but we may have anywhere from 75 to 85.
Right.
But we will be getting those chickens in August and butchering in October. Those are going to be the Cornish cross meat chickens.
And I will have a freezer full of chicken when
Yep.
that's all over. And I'm
Oh, yeah.
excited about that. Of course, a lot of that's going to come home and go in cans.
Oh, yeah.
And not all of it's going in the freezer. So, yikes. Murray was a disaster area where butchery is concerned. I had the first aid kit ready. Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing or you're not used to it, it's easy. Casey, a chicken share is where people get together and they buy a group of chickens, and one family or one homestead raises them, and then they get together and dispatch them and butcher them, and they've shared everything except the work of raising them. So
We're raising the chickens on our homestead because we have the ability. We have the space. Kate has the ability land-wise, but I don't know if they have.
we don't have any buildings or any fencing that could
Right.
be used and that sort of thing.
So since we have all of that, we're gonna raise them here, and it gives the ability for somebody that lives in an apartment or a suburban area that can't have them to be able to do them here. Basically, pay for the chicken and all the feed, and then you come help and butcher, and that's it.
Right. And Amy figured out how much it would cost per chicken to buy them, raise them, and dispatch them. And then we just decided how many chickens we wanted and sent the money her direction. So she's going to buy them, or you've already bought
They're
them.
already ordered.
Yeah.
Yep.
So coyotes are pretty bad there where we live. Raising chickens is kind of risky. That's
Yep.
true. But if you have a covered or a tall enough fence so that they can't get into them, maybe it would work. I don't know.
Well, coyotes still can get in, but we've learned if you put a guinea in with the mix, the guineas scare off everything. They're really loud, and anything that moves, they decide to holler at, kind of like a goose.
Okay.
So it's a guard animal.
So if I had a goose, then I could raise chickens.
Yeah.
Goody, another reason to get a goose, honey. I fell in love with the idea of having a goose as a pet when I was about 10, and I read a book. I think it was one of the Laura Wilder ones, where this family had a pet, but I've never had the opportunity to have a goose, so maybe one day. Well, folks, I just looked down and realized it's almost 2:30. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. That is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, whoops. Well, I don't know. We're buffering again, it looks like.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, God bless. Thank you so much for coming in. We will see you next Sunday. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Shalom.
Bye, guys.
Bye.